Not sure how appropriate it is, but I'm just going to go ahead and say I'm in shock right now. I'm doing a lot of praying, but my friend Father James Altman his faculties were removed. The bishop says this is not permanent but temporary until he, I can't remember the word he used, complies to the bishop's demands, of which he's just simply not saying what that really is, nor is he being specific about any horrific things that Father Altman has done. We're living in a very, very tumultuous time. And I don't want to be just a negative Nelly up here, because I always qualify by saying I have great hope. And I believe, and I hope I'm right about this, that this is a time in which evil is being drawn out from the darkness. Its hand is being forced so that it can be seen easily for what it is. Why? So that more and more people understand that this evil is real. This isn't a conspiracy theory any longer. Once it's drawn out, it becomes fact that this is the evil that we're dealing with right now. I do believe we have some bishops that are trying to be in league with the powers that be. I've been calling them a tyranny, a radical secular tyranny. And again, for whatever reasons, I think the system that we have set up has led to it, where there's a money train that is threatened. And in the past, the bishops didn't have to compromise their morals, their ethics, truth, in order to keep the money train coming, yet now they do. And so there are those bishops that are appeasing the tyrants. And there are those bishops afraid of the bishops who are appeasing the tyrants. And it's hard to find any bishops who don't fall into one of those two categories right now. And so you have a Father Altman who is shining a bright light on all this. And it's almost like you can see the panic, you know, no, you can't say that, you can't do that, you go, no, get him down. And it's happening to other priests, priests who are offering a reverent mass and openly speaking the truth. That pretty much sums up the identity of those who are being persecuted right now. But what's very disheartening is to see, as they are being assaulted, attacked, censored, persecuted, is to see those who you thought, aren't you in our company? You know, aren't you in our kind of inner circle, our family of God? Yet you see people joining ranks with those who are persecuting these priests. One of the things, the accusations that's thrown, for instance, at Father Altman, is that it's the cult of personality. And like Father Karapi, they'll say. And I'm going, really? So what you're saying then is that anybody who inspires people, okay, and they appreciate his message and look forward to the next message that he offers, automatically that places them in a category of cult of personality. I said, then you have to say that about Jesus. You have to say that about Jesus. Well, he overstepped his boundaries, you know, by going against the bishops. Well, I just laid out what's going on in our church today, and you're free to believe anything you want, but that's where I believe we're at right now. And he and others are calling this out and saying, no, we can't do it this way. We can't do it this way. Well, that's not what the saints did. You know, the saints, they just, they went over there and in a hermitage and nobody. No. The early apostles, all the disciples of Jesus, went from town to town to try to get more people on board with this. And their message was inspiring. And a lot of people's eyes opened up. And they said, yes, I want to follow Jesus Christ, okay? And so this messenger that's helping us to follow Jesus Christ. And at the same time, you'll see saints that say, you brood of vipers, you whitewashed tombs. Google St. Peter Damian's quotes. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about John the Baptist, Jesus Christ, and other people who stood up to the hierarchy of their time and said, no, you can't do this. That isn't disobedience, is what he's being accused of. That's shining a light in our times. Jesus said, brother will hand over brother to death, and father his child. Children will rise up against parents and have them put to death. You will be hated. You will be hated because of my name. By everybody? No. By those who hear the message and want more. Oh, but that's a cult of personality. Or those who say, wait. The elites, the cabal, the tyrants of our times are going to get upset with your truth. You're being divisive. You're upsetting people who want to hold on to their worldly sins, okay, while counting themselves as a child of the light, and then come and receive communion and model that for the rest of the kingdom of God. Okay, I'm not naming names here, right? But we know who we're talking about. And then you have hierarchy who are saying, come on. Yes, this is the new normal. Go ahead and believe whatever horrendous thing, abomination unto God, practice it, promote it, and then come and receive communion. And if you dare speak out against that, you're divisive. And you need to be put out. That's where we're at right now. And some are saying, shh. We're taking the long view here. We'll chip at this little piece by piece. You know, I keep thinking, there have been horrific times. I always talk about this movie, Sing a Little Louder, where the minister, the priest, hears the call, the cries from the train that stopped behind the church of those going to the concentration camp. Help us! Save us! And his response is to drown out those cries. First by speaking louder, then he calls on the organist to play loud and for everybody to sing loud so they don't hear how horrific it is all around them. What's that like? What's that like? Well, Father, this isn't like concentration camps with Jews. 1.7 billion babies under our watch. I got to call a guy a girl. I got to watch a grown man go into a little girl's bathroom. We're taking the long view. I gotta watch as a cardinal says, come on, president, and receive your communion, even though you are the #1 most influential and powerful person promoting tearing apart children from limb. 1.7 billion worldwide since 1973. But we're taking the long view. And we want to be like the saints who never upset anybody and went over in their hermitage and prayed, because that's what the saints did. No, they didn't. They were thrown to the lions. They were hung on trees because they dared to threaten the agenda of the ruling class. That's it in a nutshell. That's it in a nutshell. Oh, but it's the cult of personality. Oh, jeez. And this, again, coming from those we thought were in our family, in our inner circle. You will be handed over, brother to death, and father's child. Children will rise up against the parents. You read this and you go, no, that could never happen. It's happening. Right now, it's happening. First, you got the thugs, the mob, the tyrants, punishing, censoring, whatever they can do. And then you got our own members of our own family jumping on board. Yeah, he's in it for himself. It's cult of personality. Say the same thing about Jesus then. I think we're tired too. I mean, once they let a crisis never go to waste. What was it, about March of last year? And they were drawn out into the light so we could see their ugly evil for what it is. We've been sounding the alarm bells and calling ourselves to pray and to speak openly about this. No, sir, you're walking into a little girl's bathroom, you can't do that. No, I'm not going to call you a woman if you're a man. You will be hated by all because of me, Jesus said. I believe we're facing a watershed moment. And I think we all have to do a heart check. Am I willing to lose family members, for instance, because I ain't gonna call a guy a girl when he's not a girl? Am I gonna get active to stand against this surge of tyranny that has come in? Am I going to pray and discern what are the gifts that you gave me, God? And how can I make a difference to build the kingdom of God? Which means it ain't the kingdom of the devil. Which so many are allowing while we say, well, the saints, all they did was sit in hermitages and pray. Read your history books once again. Would you please? I want to say to them. This reading came on the day after my friend was put out. You can't make this stuff up. Yep, he's hated. Yep, his own inner circle is persecuting him. He ain't no cult of personality. He's an inspiration for all of us. And so let us, God, understand what's going on Help us to fight off our weariness, our weakness, our fearfulness, our cowardliness, anything that's standing in the way, to stand with the St. Peter Damians, the John the Baptist, the Jesus Christ of the world.